imagine spending like thousands of dollars on a custom gown. You book this perfect photographer, you're walking down the aisle in front of literally everyone you know, and then, you get your photos back.
Oh, no, I know where this is going.
Right. You look at the pictures and realize your face looks like a glowing white ghost, all because of like a microscopic ingredient in your setting powder.
It is genuinely a nightmare scenario.
It really is. So welcome back to another custom deep dive. Today, we are tailoring this specifically for you, the learner. Because whether you are, actively planning a massive event or playing the role of the ultimate supportive friend
Or honestly, even if you're just endlessly fascinated by how complex systems are managed under pressure.
Exactly. We are breaking down what is essentially a masterclass in risk mitigation. We're decoding the ultimate wedding day makeup trial timeline. We are taking the absolute chaos of event planning and just systematically dismantling it.
It really is a fascinating framework. I mean, culturally, we tend to accept that planning a major life event involves, like, an inevitable amount of panic and stress.
Oh, totally. We treat it like a rite of passage.
Right, but when you look at the architecture of a professional beauty timeline, you realize it is fundamentally a high-stakes project management system. It's designed to eliminate variables long before they can cause a catastrophic failure on the actual day.
Okay, let's unpack this, because as I was digging into the documentation and the strategies we gathered, a very specific analogy kept hitting me. This entire process is practically identical to a software beta test.
Oh, I love that comparison.
Yeah, because you would never in a million years launch a massive, expensive piece of software to the public without aggressively testing it for bugs first. I mean, you need to know how the code holds up when 1,000 people log on at once.
Absolutely.
And in this scenario, you do not walk into the ultimate high-stakes launch day without having run a comprehensive stress test on every single variable.
That is like the perfect mental model for this. You are beta testing the durability, the environmental resilience, and the biological compatibility of the final product.
So biological compatibility, that sounds so intense.
It is. And just like software development, the foundational coding starts months before the actual testing phase even begins. Because, you can't stress test a system that hasn't been built yet.
Which introduces our first major variable, the biological baseline. To build that system, the timeline demands that preparation starts, get this, 8 to 12 weeks before the event.
Yep. 2 to 3 months out.
2 to 3 months. I mean, on the surface, that sounds like a ridiculous amount of time just to figure out, like, what color lipstick you want to wear.
It does seem extreme to a lot of people.
Right. And at this stage, the focus is on gathering data. You're using platforms like Weddizer to pull together entire wedding themes, beauty ideas, and planning resources. And you're booking the professional artist.
Which you have to do early because the good ones book up fast.
Exactly. But the mandate that really caught my attention at this 2 to 3 month mark is the requirement to begin a strict, aggressive hydration and skincare routine. Why the rush?
Well, it seems extreme until you look at the underlying science. What's fascinating here is that this specific timeline isn't dictated by, arbitrary scheduling. It is dictated entirely by human biology.
Wait, really? Biology?
Yeah, specifically the life cycle of a skin cell.
Okay, so it's like you can't just slap a fresh coat of paint over a crumbling wall and expect it to look perfectly smooth.
That is exactly the issue. The epidermal cell turnover rate, which is the time it takes for a new skin cell to be born at the deepest layer and travel up to the surface, that takes about 28 to 40 days in an average adult.
Wow, okay, so a full month, basically.
Right, so if your skin is dehydrated right now, you cannot fake a genuinely healthy moisture barrier simply by drinking water the morning of the event. It doesn't work like that.
Because the cells are already damaged.
Exactly. If the stratum corneum, which is the outermost layer of your skin, if that is compromised, the skin will literally drink the water straight out of your liquid foundation.
Wait. It absorbs the moisture out of the makeup itself.
It acts just like a sponge. Your dry skin pulls the hydrating elements out of the foundation, and it just leaves the heavy pigments sitting on top of the skin in these dry, patchy, uneven layers.
Oh my gosh. So if you've ever looked in the mirror at like 3 p.m. on a regular Tuesday and wondered why your foundation looks all cracked or muddy.
That is the exact biological process happening. Your skin drank the water.
That is wild.
So by starting a rigorous hydration routine 8 to 12 weeks out, you give your body 2 to 3 full cellular turnover cycles to basically terraform that canvas.
Terraform the canvas. I love that.
You're fundamentally altering the biological quality of the skin so the makeup can perform exactly the way its chemistry was designed to.
That completely reframes the whole timeline for me. It isn't vanity, it's structural engineering. You are literally growing a new optimized surface for the makeup to sit on.
Precisely.
And you also mentioned data gathering using platforms like Weddizer at this stage. I imagine that's crucial because trying to explain an aesthetic with just words is, well, it's a recipe for disaster.
Oh, absolutely. It's so subjective.
Right, because my definition of a natural glow might mean like just a tinted moisturizer, while an artist's definition might involve 7 different highlighting products.
And the visual vocabulary is completely non-negotiable. An artist cannot read your mind. Words are highly subjective. Building a mood board provides a concrete data set.
It gets everyone on the same page.
Exactly. It aligns your expectations with the artist's actual technical execution.
Okay, so we've established the biological baseline. The skin cells are turning over, the canvas is primed, and the artist has the visual data.
We're ready for the next phase.
Right, but having perfectly hydrated skin doesn't really matter if the actual makeup colors look completely wrong when you step into the venue or put on the dress.
No, it doesn't.
Which introduces the next phase of the beta test, the environmental stress test. And this is happening around 4 to 6 weeks out.
Yes. This is the physical trial run. This is where the theoretical data finally meets physical reality. And the goal here is to lock down the chemistry.
Because there will be tears.
Oh, tears, sweat, and friction are guaranteed on the day. So this is when you test the waterproof and the long-wear formulas. The chemistry of the makeup have to withstand the physics of the human body under emotional distress.
And there is this brilliant piece of environmental control required for this trial that the sources mentioned. The documentation insists that you must wear white or a color incredibly similar to the actual dress while sitting in the makeup chair.
Yes, it is a critical adjustment for color relativity.
I love this concept because it is exactly like looking at paint swatches when you are, say, renovating a house.
Oh, that's a great way to put it.
Like, if you hold a stark white paint swatch up against a bright yellow wall in your kitchen, your eye gets totally confused. You literally can't tell if the white has warm undertones or cool undertones.
Your brain just can't process it correctly.
Exactly. You have to look at the paint swatch against the actual trim of the room to see how the colors truly read. So if you test your bridal makeup while wearing, I don't know, a faded neon graphic t-shirt,
It's going to be a disaster. The foundation and the lip color are going to look entirely different than they will against yards of white or ivory silk. The surrounding colors drastically alter how our eyes perceive the makeup.
that's wild how easily our eyes are tricked.
It's a phenomenal analogy, honestly. The visual context completely changes the reality of the color.
Mm.
And building on that environmental context, the trial is also where the artist calibrates the look to the physical space of the venue.
Oh, right. The venue.
Yeah, one of the biggest pitfalls we see in event prep is someone wanting a highly stylized, dramatic look for like a relaxed outdoor morning ceremony, or vice versa.
Right. Because if you are getting married in a botanical garden at 11 a.m., a heavy, contoured, glamorous aesthetic is going to look incredibly harsh under the direct overhead sun.
Yes, the environment dictates the aesthetic. Sunlight demands much softer, more diffused blending.
Makes sense.
But on the flip side, if the event is an elegant evening ballroom reception with dim atmospheric lighting, that soft daytime look will completely disappear.
You won't even see it.
Exactly. The lighting and the sheer scale of a 500-person ballroom demand a more defined, structural style of makeup, just so your features don't get washed out from 10 feet away.
That is such a good point.
You really have to trust the professional to understand how scale and lighting affect perception.
Which means sometimes you just have to let go of total control. You know, avoid the temptation to treat the trial as an experiment to completely change your face.
Right. You want to enhance your natural features, not wear a mask of someone else's aesthetic.
Okay, so the trial is done. You wore the white shirt, you nailed the venue-appropriate aesthetic, you locked in the waterproof mascara. You look in the mirror and think, wow, we nailed it.
But we aren't done.
No, we are not. We moved to the 2 to 3 week mark, and we hit the data review phase. Because as it turns out, human eyes are terrible judges of a final product.
They are so easily tricked. The final judge of this entire system is the camera.
The camera never lies.
It really doesn't. During the trial, you must capture the results from multiple angles. But more importantly, you have to review the data under 3 highly specific, controlled conditions: natural sunlight, indoor artificial lighting, and direct flash photography.
And here's where it gets really interesting. Because the flash photography isn't just about making sure you look pretty, it's essentially an X-ray of the chemical compounds on your face.
That is the perfect way to describe it. We are talking about the physics of optical refraction here.
Okay, break that down for us.
So, many common cosmetic products, specifically setting powders and sunscreens, they contain mineral ingredients like silica or titanium dioxide.
Right, which are super common.
Very common. And to the naked eye, these powders look completely invisible. They just make the skin look matte and smooth.
But when you hit them with a high-intensity burst of light from a camera flash,
They act like millions of microscopic mirrors. Instead of absorbing the light, those minerals bounce the intense flash directly back into the camera lens.
and that's what causes that terrible white cast.
Yes. The result is called flashback. It creates a stark, bright white cast over the skin, completely disconnecting the color of your face from the color of your neck and body. It completely ruins the photography.
So the camera test basically identifies the chemical bugs in the system. And if you spot that flashback, or if, say, the foundation oxidizes and turns orange in natural light, you have to schedule a second trial to fix the code.
Exactly. You have to patch the bug.
But this introduces a massive social hurdle. I mean, put yourself in that salon chair. You are sitting with a seasoned professional who just spent 2 hours meticulously painting your face.
It's an intimate process.
It is. You take a photo with the flash on, and you realize you look terrible. How are you supposed to critique their work without completely offending them? It feels terrifying to turn to an expert and say, hey, this formula is a disaster.
It does feel daunting, but if we connect this to the bigger picture, we have to remember that this entire process is collaborative, not adversarial.
Right. They want you to look good, too.
Exactly. A true professional doesn't just tolerate this feedback, they require it to do their job properly.
So they aren't going to get defensive if you tell them their powder caused a massive white cast.
Not if they are a true professional. The underlying chemistry of makeup interacts differently with every single person's unique skin, pH, body temperature, and undertones.
Because everyone's biology is slightly different.
Right. A foundation that looks flawless on one client might oxidize and turn orange on another simply